I call to order the regular meeting of the City of Aransas Pass City Council, October 3rd, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. Let's all rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance.
Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for the blessings that you bestowed upon us, the town of Aransas Pass. I know we have ways to go, my Father, but thank you for what we have been able to accomplish as residents, council, and the city staff. We thank you, my Father, for your blessings. We ask your guidance upon us that we make the right decisions for our residents. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I'll pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're gonna go to presentation and proclamations, and we're gonna have a presentation of Blue Star Memorial Project, Amy Sherman.
It's a lot easier to say than thorough kill. Good evening. Thank you for your time. Really quick, we've been working very diligently on the Blue Star Memorial dedication ceremony located at Brown Harbor at Harbor Point Park, as many of you know. This has been an effort between what I call three teams: a city team, and then the Hibiscus Garden Club team, and the community team. So Gary Edwards, the city manager, has been very instrumental in putting together and overseeing the effort, especially with our meetings with the city employees. For example, Jack McCarty and David Flores and Kaylin Paxson have all been very involved in the efforts. So the contributions are basically, Gary Edwards has been serving as our team leader for the effort, and Jack McCarty has delineated the area, and this would include like designation of temporary handicap parking for the event. He has set up a designated area for we got the search and rescue helicopter from the U.S. Coast Guard, which we're really excited about. They're going to be out there giving a static demonstration. And then David Flores has overseen, we poured the slab today, so that was really exciting. He's overseen all the construction and actually was able to enlist J.M. Davidson to donate all the concrete and forming up and all that kind of action. So we're really very thankful for that. And then Kaylin Paxson's role has basically been publicity. She got us an interview, put us on Facebook and all the other city, social media sites. And so that's been really good. We've gotten actually donations and sponsors as far as from San Antonio and Houston because of that. And then the Blue Star organization, we're nonprofit. We are not making any money off of this. We do it all just because we love our community and we wanted to give it a little boost and demonstrate to our veterans that we care, and also the veterans' families that made sacrifices along the way. We were able to get Lynn Engineering to dedicate the engineering portion for the slab, which that was a really big help. We bought the flagpole, the flags, huge planters, a bench that will be installed out there, and then a number of bricks that we've been running a brick campaign to earn a little bit of money to buy the flagpole, and also for like a little maintenance account so we can keep it clean and nice and refresh the flowers whenever, they need to be refreshed. And our sponsors include the Aransas Pass Police Department, thank you, the Aransas Pass Progress and Ingleside Index, Chris's Marine, Aransas Pass Chamber of Commerce, and Frog and Toad, their landscaping company here in Aransas Pass, Lynn Engineering, and then St. Mary's Star of the Sea Catholic Church, and DRS Equities Holdings out of Houston. And I just wanted to pass along an invite to any members of the public that would like to attend on October 22nd. That it's from 10 to 11, and that's a Saturday. Our email address, you can find it on any of the invitations that go out, which will be a lot, and our brochure. So later, if somebody wants to buy a brick and they attend the dedication ceremony, they can just email us, and we'll get them a brick application. We'll send them a brick application. And again, thank you so much. I would like to thank each of y'all because y'all voted this in, and it wouldn't have happened if y'all wouldn't have approved it. So thank you.
Amy, I want to thank you for coming back because I know the last time that you were here, you only got 3 minutes to speak. And
Yes.
thank you for taking the time to come back for us.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Okay, now we have a proclamation designating October 2022 as Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month, presented to Kayla Perez, victim advocate. And it reads like this. Whereas domestic violence is about power and control and often takes on many forms, including emotional, mental, and financial abuse. In the United States, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 6 men will experience domestic violence in their lifetime. Each October, domestic violence organizations coordinate and participate in local, state, and national events promoting advocacy and raising awareness. Whereas survivors of domestic violence abuse are left with lingering effects that usually stay with the survivors for years after the abuse has ended. An abusive partner will often use manipulation tactics such as corrosive control and gaslighting to wear on victim's spirit. These tactics may or may not escalate, however. The victim is enduring mental manipulation for years. Abusers must be held accountable for the behavior. By coming together as a community, we can help end the violence and let survivors know that they are not alone. Whereas the purporter encourages the Coastal Bend to come together and help make our communities safer, and survivors and the members of our surrounding communities, we encourage everyone to reach out to the purporter to visit the National Domestic Violence Hotline and the National Network to End Domestic Violence websites for resources on digital advocacy. Now, therefore, pursuant to the powers vested in me as mayor, I do hereby proclaim October as Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month, and encourage everyone to reach out to the purporter or visit the National Domestic Violence Hotline and the National Network to End Domestic Violence websites for resources on digital advocacy. Follow the purporter on Facebook and Instagram at Purple Doors TX for more ways to get involved. In testimony, therefore, I have on to set my hand and cause to affirm the seal of the City of Aransas passed on October 3rd, 2022.
I think she's here.
So I always hide in the back. I get so nervous. I would do some stage shows. I get like stage fright. Can I get a picture of you guys in it?
You need to be in the picture.
I always try to hide from the picture. Okay, thank you.
We should get a copy of that picture and post it.
Now we're going to go to board and commission appointments. And we're going to go to Environmentally Sensitive Area Board.
Yeah, there's one vacancy in the regular membership to the Environmentally Sensitive Area Board, and that's due to the resignation of Mr. Busky. We did receive an application from William Averbach. He submitted his application for consideration to this board.
I make a motion that we appoint William Averbach to the ESA Board for a term
It would be to September 2023.
September 1, 2023.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And now we're going to go to the Zoning Board of Adjustments.
And on this board, we have a couple of vacancies in the alternate slots. We only have one board application, and that's again for Mr. Averback on the Zoning Board of Adjustment.
I'll make a motion that we approve Mr. William Averback to the Zoning Board of Adjustments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we're going to go to the consent agenda. All of the following items on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of this item unless a council member so requests. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and be considered separately.
I make a motion to approve the consent agendas for the August 15th and September 6th regular meeting and the September 12th special meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And now we're going to go to public hearings, and I'm going to open up the public hearing for the curfew ordinance. Public hearing to hear comments on whether the City Council should continue to re-opt an ordinance related to a curfew for minors.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We're just bringing this ordinance back to you again from last month. This is an ordinance that we do feel should be renewed. It must be renewed every 3 years. So this is just standard and customary. It is a good tool that we will use as far as enforcement as needed. And I think over what I reported to you last time, over the last term, we had about 22 citations that we were pushed into having to issue out. Aside from that, we will try to handle the minors, get them back to a parent or guardian they need to be with, and use it as an educational effort as opposed to citation. But sometimes citation is the only remedy to express the seriousness of enforcing nighttime, daytime curfew.
So this curfew is one that's already in place.
It is in place, but we are required to re-examine it every 3 years.
Okay.
And see if it's legitimate and still needs to be in place.
I move to approve an ordinance readopting and
We
confirming.
need to
We
still in
have
public
to
hearing.
Oh, my bad.
Call for comment.
So, anybody in the public have any comments? No? Okay, I declare this public hearing closed. And let's go to consider an act on approving an ordinance readopting the confirming the provisions of Chapter 18 offenses and miscellaneous
Miscellaneous.
provisions, Section 18.4 through 18.7 of the Code of Ordinance pertaining to curfew for minors and providing an effective date.
All right, now I can do it. I move to act on approving an ordinance readopting and confirming the provisions of Chapter 18 offenses and miscellaneous provisions, Section 18.4 through 18.7 of the Code of Ordinance pertaining to curfew for minors and providing an effective date.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we're going to go to case number ESA 2209-02. We're going to open up public hearing on granting an environmentally sensitive area permit to Natalia Moose for 4 single-family dwelling located in ESA District 1 at Townsite Block 387, Lot 1 through 3, and lots 25 to 32 located on North Lamont Street and North Whitney Street as depicted in Exhibits A and B, currently zoned R7A, single-family dwelling district in Aransas Pass, Texas.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a simple application for environmentally sensitive area, which the applicant is requesting to put up for single-family units. And it has gone through the process for review, and everything has been recommended that should be approved. It went before the ESA board last Tuesday, and they reviewed all the technical requirements and voted to recommend approval. And so the case is before you for consideration and acting upon this application. Thank you.
I noticed that all 4 commissioners at that board voted yes to approve this unanimously, so.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
What size are they gonna be? About what square footage will the homes be?
Is it
I think it's,
they vary? Yeah.
Ma'am, you want to come up to the podium?
Yeah. Come on.
Hello. Size of the doesn't like me much. 1,300 to 1,800 square feet.
That's too far.
I don't know. I have something to do with electronics.
Now, you
have to know the price ranges of.
Yes, sir, I do. It will be from 275 to 315.
and do you know,
Since we cannot build any more in 25 feet lots, and I have 6 of them, we'll do 75 by 140, and we'll do 350 by 140.
Very nice. Good job.
Okay, I notice here that there is no water and sewer in that area availability, and it looks like, according to the notes from the city, that they have no ETA on when that is going to be completed or have it out there. So you've taken that in consideration, correct?
Yes, ma'am, I already contact them. We do have a neighbor next door who do have all the utilities, so they don't see any problems to bring the utilities. Of course, it will be not cheap, but it is what it is. We have to do it.
Okay, just wanted to make sure on that, okay.
Any other questions? The public, any comments?
4 homes.
Ma'am, you can come up to the podium and speak.
I just wanted to know how many acres.
There's 6 different lots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will be divided by 2, replatted. It's in the process right now. In 3 on another street, it will be 75 by 140, and it will be 50 by 143 homes.
On
And
how
this-
many acres?
There's almost 1 acre.
You want to put all those homes on 1 acre?
Yes, ma'am. 50 by 140. It's a pretty standard for Aransas Pass footage.
Just comment.
That's a standard city lot. It's
Yeah.
50
It's a
by
stand-
140.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a
Actually, the
common lot.
lot is 25 feet.
Wow.
I'm
No,
not doing
yeah.
25
You can only build
anymore.
over
I'm doing
50-foot lot.
50 by
Right.
at this
140.
point, yeah.
Exactly.
Which is over 7,000 square feet, and 7,000 square feet lot, it's a pretty decent size.
Right.
On this street in this neighborhood.
Yes.
Okay. Any other comments?
How much y'all think this will increase the property values in the area? Because that was one of my questions,
great.
like what's the property value in the immediate areas of these homes that you placed in?
I believe it will increase significantly since there's a corner lot, only mobile home. So that will be a brand new construction, and if I will get this approved and everything will work out all right, we can purchase some more land and keep going.
Yeah,
Property tax.
nice.
The property value starting at, 275 to 3.
315.
To
The reason we
315 is-
start this is because my property taxes went up 200% since last year on the land only.
Everybody's did,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yep.
But you've got a nice project, I think.
Mhm.
And
Thank you.
it will help the
That area
surrounding area.
Yep.
Any other questions? Well, I'll declare this public hearing closed. Now we go to consider and act an ordinance of the City of Aransas Pass, Texas, granting an environmentally sensitive area permit to Natalia Moose for the 4 single-family dwelling located in ESA District 1 at Townsite Block 387, lots 1-3 and lots 25-32, located on North Lamont Street and North Whitney Street, as depicted in the exhibits A and B, currently zoned R7A Single Family Dwelling District in Aransas Pass, Texas.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to grant an environmentally sensitive area permit to Natalia Muse for 4 single-family dwellings located in ESA District 1 at Town Site Block 387, lots 1 through 3, and lots 25 through 32, located on North Lamont and North Whitney, as depicted in Exhibits A and B, currently zoned R7A Single Family Dwelling District in Aransas Pass, Texas.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're gonna go to case number ESA 2209-03. I'm gonna open up public hearing on granting an environmentally sensitive area permit, District 1, to Alexander Picas for a single-family resident at 725 West Galt Avenue as depicted in Exhibit A and B, currently zoned R7B, single-family dwelling district in Aransas Pass, Texas.
I need to get the applicant on the line.
Osei, what's the
Yes.
difference between an R7A and an R7B?
Technically, before the R7B allowed manufactured homes on there, but now it's been removed.
I'm calling you from the Aransas Pass Council meeting. They've gotten to your item.
All right, wonderful.
So as of now, they have the same requirements. But before, the manufactured home was allowed in the R7B, which separated the R7A from the R7B. But since the manufactured home district was created, it has removed all manufactured home allowed in the R7B out of it. And so the R7B was supposed to be a lesser grade from the R7A.
Okay.
So this new case is similar to the previous one. It's a case that looked into also the environmentally sensitive area. And the applicant is requesting that this request because it is not a development that is going to impact negatively to his property environmentally. And so it went before the ESA board last Tuesday. They looked at it critically, and he also presented a report that they did with their consulting company to make sure it doesn't impact any environmentally sensitive species or habitat.
Yeah, once again, I noticed that it was 4 yeses to 0 no's.
Correct.
So, and they're only gonna build one home on this property?
Yes.
According to what we have here,
Correct.
their family home, okay.
Well, again, the whole purpose in the ESA recommendation is to validate whether this is land that has wetlands or environmentally sensitive area.
Correct.
And this was a 10-acre tract? Is that what this was?
Yes.
Okay, and he's just going to build one home?
One in-
Homestead on
yeah.
10 acres?
One.
He's not gonna come back and ask for more.
Currently, on that one, 10 acres is currently zoned as a single-family lot. And so if he wants to build, if it's not an accessory structure that he wants to put on, he will have to subdivide it again.
Okay,
Correct.
okay.
What size home is this one?
10 acres?
No, the home. What size?
Oh, it's between, he's not submitted the application itself, but it falls between 1,500 and maybe, he's not decided yet, but it shouldn't go more than 3,000.
He's on the phone, Jason.
Oh.
You could ask.
Yeah, you wanna,
Yeah, I am here.
uh-huh.
What size home are you thinking about?
Well, it's footprint no larger than 50 by 80. And that includes, you know, the garage and all that.
Is this gonna be like
Yeah.
a sale, or is this something for yourself?
No, it's for me, actually. I'm taking an early retirement. I'm moving down there. I have some friends that I went to college with, and they've been telling me to move there, and I had the opportunity to check it out in December, and I said, yeah, this is a fantastic place. So I'm sick and tired of the rat race, and I want some peace and quiet, and the end of West Guile seems to be it.
I hear you on that one. All right, well, I appreciate it, sir.
Yeah, and that's the purpose of the 10 acres as well. Just space.
On that one. All right, I appreciate it.
Questions?
Any other questions from the public? Okay, well, I declare this public hearing closed, and we'll go to consider and act on ordinance of the city of Aransas Pass granting an environmentally sensitive area permit District 1 to Alexander Picas for a single-family resident at 725 West Guile Avenue as depicted in Exhibits A and B, currently zoned R7B, single-family dwelling district in Aransas Pass, Texas.
I'll make a motion that we approve granting a permit for an environmentally sensitive area, District 1, to Alexander Picas for a single-family residence at 725 West Guile Avenue, as depicted in Exhibits A and B, currently zoned R7B, single-family dwelling district in Aransas Pass, Texas.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we're gonna go to city manager, which is consider and act on request.
Okay, thank you very much.
We're gonna go to consider and act on request from the Aransas Pass Chamber of Commerce to use Community Park Public Safety Assistance and Protection and to the temporary closure of Arch Street, Danforth Street, and Highland Street for the 75th Annual Shrimpery event from Friday, May 19, 2023 at 4 p.m. through Sunday, May 21st, 2023 at 6 p.m. with the carnival beginning on May 18, 2023.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm here to talk to you about the 75th Annual Shrimpery. It's a big year for us. We expect to do a lot of big things this year. But the biggest thing is, number one, asking for permission to use the grounds like we always do. The allowance and the city's finance to have the police and public safety out there, which we pay for the public safety, and a street closure as well during the time of the event. And the most important part is that we're moving this year's event to May. So we're leaving the June festival behind. There was a lot of thought process in that, but it's much cooler in May. And we believe that the school is going to be in support by using one of their school holidays on that Friday. So that gives us the opportunity for more volunteers from the school and more participation from the students as well. So we expect it to be a good thing. We looked at the average weather in May, and it's not that much of a difference as far as weeks, but it's definitely a big difference in temperature. So hopefully, with your permission, we'll start proceeding with the publicity on the event.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Aransas Pass Chamber of Commerce to use the Community Park Public Safety Assistance and Protection and to temporarily close Arch Street, Danforth Street, and Highland Street for the 75th Annual Shrimpery event from Friday, May 19th, 2023 at 4 p.m. through Sunday, May 21st, 2023 at 6 p.m. with the carnival beginning on May 18th, 2023.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're gonna go to
Thank you.
consider an act on resolution approving a financing agreement for the purpose of procuring and excavation and related equipment.
Mayor and Council, I may ask the Public Works Director to come up in just a moment, but this is related to the American Rescue Plan and the ability, as proven already by the Public Works Department, to do much of the work ourselves, and that consequently results in a savings in dollars that we can put into the other projects slated for the American Rescue Plan. If you approve this, and its reason it's before you is that allows us to pay this off over a period of time. which financially makes more sense to us. But it also allows us to save a significant amount of money through the American Rescue Plan and doing much of the work ourselves. Anything to add to that, David? Okay.
David, is this new equipment? I see that it has the 2-year warranty and 2,000 hours, whichever occurs. I know it meets all the ISO ratings, but is this new? It didn't say what year this.
It is brand new.
It is new.
2022.
Perfect. Okay.
Is it just a rubber track any other way? What brand is it?
Bobcat.
Bobcat.
Bobcat. Is that with an extended warranty?
No, I don't think it's extended.
It's a 2-year,
It's a
2,000
2-year.
hour. Yeah, that's what comes with it. 2 years, 2,000 hour, whichever occurs first at this time.
Yeah, you get extended.
Extended?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get a price to get that extended, see what it looks like. We can evaluate that. Thanks for that recommendation.
I make a motion to approve a financing agreement for the purpose of procuring an excavator and related equipment.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're gonna go to Development Services, which is consider an act and award the contract for the American Rescue Plan Water and Sewer Package 1 to Gerke Excavation Incorporated in the amount of $229,458 and no change orders.
Yeah, this.
No change.
That's always a goal. The American Rescue Plan, this actually goes from DeBerry to Greenwood between 9th and 10th Street. The package is divided into two. If you know me, we got a base bid and an alternate bid, so we can actually evaluate the options. So the base bid came out at $229,458. The alternate, well, actually, that's going to cover an 8-inch water line, a little less than 1,000 feet to go down that. It's going to service about 30 connections. But on the alternate, we did, there's about $2,500 of water line, 6-inch water line, that came in at $408,000 as the bidder. But with this, the quote was what, 70, 60 something, right?
Let me open it all the way back up again. Hold on.
So it's actually related to this piece of equipment, because we would need this piece of equipment to do the project.
Oh, you
but
mean the
Bobcat.
equipment came at $68,791.
So $68,000 plus $120,000 to do the water line house. We're looking at $180,000. So when you compare the $408,000 to the $180,000 we're going to do it, it's literally less than 50% of the cost. And that's why we're going to the direction of buying this equipment, because we're having quite a bit of savings on that. But for tonight, all we need is approval for the 8-inch wastewater line, which is the 914 feet for $229 and $458.
How long will this project take, do you think?
I think they gave them 120 days to do it, I'm mistaken. Yeah.
It's going to be a big improvement. Okay.
I make a motion to award the contract for the American Rescue Plan Water and Sewer Package to Gerke Excavating, Inc. in the amount of $229,458.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we're gonna go to an update of placement of a sign on a public right-of-way.
On Avenue A between McMullen and Nelson, we've had quite a bit of jaywalkers going by. To avoid giving them tickets and arresting them, or even for their safety, we're recommending to put some signs in the public right-of-way. Gary, if you can click the picture, if you just go down. We got evidence of the, right there. So we got evidence, we caught them red-handed crossing. So we're recommending, just go to the top picture, Gary, the very top one.
Duck crossing.
We're recommending to put 2 duck crossings right there for the safety of these ducks. So we have 2 ponds on the west side and one on the east side. So they're crossing back and forth. I'm still trying to navigate north and south and Aransas. I'm getting there. I was able to get it right. So we got west and east and west. So they're crossing from one pond to the other. And so we want to put at least give people the awareness, hey, just keep an eye out, because there's quite a bit of ducks. You'll see a whole family walking by. It's not 1 or 2. And we've seen quite a few of them. So we just want to give you a report that we'll be putting up those signs. Okay? So that way no arrests are made. No tickets are given. Yeah.
Have you ordered the signs?
No, we not ordered yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just letting us motorists know to be on the lookout.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. They're just trying to get from one place to another, just like anybody else, So. So that was just an update. No approval now.
Have they gone quackers on this?
No, I haven't got approval yet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we're gonna go to public safety, which is considered an act on approving the commitment for the city of Aransas Pass to participate in the San Patricio County Hazard Mitigation Action Plan, HMAP renewal process.
Mayor, Council. We've had a mitigation plan connected with Aransas County for the last several years. Amanda Torres has put a ton of work into that. It's a super huge project. It's very important because many of our grant dollars are dependent upon us having a mitigation plan that is updated and being used and in place. San Patricio County has asked us to join them in their plan. It is time for us to renew. They're beginning the work on theirs, and they've asked us to join us. I will say that San Patricio County, Sarah Williams is their emergency manager. Her and her staff are great to work with, have all the confidence in the world that they will work with our city, and will turn out a great product for us to use and move forward with. So we're here tonight to get your approval to go with San Patricio County for this project.
I make a motion to approve the commitment of the City of Aransas Pass to participate in the San Patricio County Hazard Mitigation Action Plan renewal process.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're going to go to consider an act on authorizing the chief of police to enter into an agreement with the Texas Department of Transportation for the installation and operation of a granted license plate reader LPR system for the city of Aransas Pass.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is just moving through the process of the grant-awarded license plate reader system that we were given. We need to enter into an agreement with TxDOT because we're going to be along their right-of-way, I believe, in 7 locations. And so we're required to have council approval for each agreement. The agreement is identically the same for each location, and it's just customary letting us know that basically we're along their right-of-way and we have to follow their rules, so we have to use certain breakaway poles or we have to mount to structures they approve us to mount to, and we're totally responsible for all the equipment that we place out there. And just to recap, we have, I believe, it's 8 total license plate readers that we're getting. 7 of them are going to be stationary. 1 of them will be remote to where we can move it to areas we may have issues.
Well, I'll make a motion that we authorize the chief of police to enter into an agreement with the Texas Department of Transportation for the installation and operation of the granted license plate reader LPR system for the city of Aransas Pass.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we're going to go to consider an act on approving the presidential executive order addendum pertaining to changes for acquisition and use of federally controlled property by the Aransas Pass Police Department.
So this is a unique one. This is coming from the Biden administration on the property and equipment that we acquire from like federal, state surplus, stuff like that, or federal surplus. This really is trying to hamper down on the use of controlled property. Controlled property is explicitly defined in this agreement. Everything we're doing to this point on the former 1033 program, LEOSA program, whatever they call it now, we have been following all the rules of this addendum. We've been doing everything except for one thing, and that is if we go out to get a controlled item, like the MRAP we have, that is a controlled item because it can be improperly used, and it can be used to suppress free speech and stuff like that. They don't want that happening, and we have to ensure that we take steps to make sure that that doesn't happen. So if we go out for that controlled property, anything that's on the controlled property list, we have to do a public notification in English and in Spanish. That is something that we've never done before. We've brought everything to council to seek your approval. We've also shared reports to you as far as all the property, and there is a report on here that shows you all the property we've since acquired from this program, and we're required to do that now annually, which we have been doing anytime we've brought this program to y'all for renewal each year. They're just kind of buckling down because some agencies they feel are using it to suppress liberties and rights of the community, and they want to make sure that there are certain checks in place that prohibit that and that we're following those check boxes.
Okay.
So in order to continue with the program, I need your approval to get this signed. I think the mayor has to sign it. at the consent of the council. And again, any properties that are on the controlled list, we don't have any right now that we're seeking, we would have to come to council for and give you a heads up and publish to the public.
I make a motion to approve the presidential executive order addendum pertaining to changes for acquisition and use of federally controlled property by the Aransas Pass Police Department.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we're going to go to city council or staff announcements.
Mayor and council, we are setting a, if you agree, a workshop meeting for October 24th. And thus far, and as you know, this is dynamic, it can change. We have as agenda items, streetlight policy. A presentation was given to you some time ago on this. And we're ready to bring a proposed ordinance to you on that particular item, such as within that ordinance, how far between each street light, those kinds of issues we plan to address in a proposed policy. But we'll be discussing that with you to see if you'd like to move forward with what staff will bring to you. Special events, we need some direction as far as special events. I know we've been in contact with the police department on that, and there is the need for some direction. And we'll go into more detail at the work session. Coastal Bend Asset Management is the name of the company. The company is working with others who are planning a project here in Aransas Pass. There'll be a short presentation on what is under consideration by this developer. I also had a presentation some time ago on cross-connection issues. And it's time to bring that back to you. There have been a number of people working on this, and we are in a position to update you and ask for direction on where we go from here. We believe we're ready to make, we will be making some suggestions at this work session. Building fee ordinance is another item that we are looking at for this work session. There is going to be a meeting, I believe, tomorrow on that at the staff level, and we'll be bringing some suggestions to you as far as building fees and a proposed building fee ordinance. So those are the items as of this moment, and that could change. Could be adding to it and taking away from that, but those generally are the items we plan to present to you on the work session on the 24th.
Okay, now we're going to go to citizen comments. Citizen comments are intended for the matter that are not scheduled on the agenda. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes and state your name and address for the record. Be advised that the Texas Open Meeting Act prohibits the city council from responding and discussing your comments. The law authorizes the following: make a statement of a factual information, recite existing policy, advise that this subject may be placed on the agenda for a subsequent meeting.
Hello, Mayor and Council. Melinda Williams. I live in Aransas Pass, proud citizen. I was noticed that on 361, when you're going over that little bridge between Pelican Cove and Bay Harbor, that you replaced the line because that was old cast iron pipe carrying the water, and then you replaced it with a green PVC pipe, well, probably Schedule 40 or something like that, and it is now not, the bottom has fallen into the ground, into the water, and we would just like somebody to take a look at that, if you don't mind, or put it on an agenda to be looked at, because that is our water source. So.
That's the one that
Yeah.
we're fixing to do.
That's the one we're doing.
Are you? Okay,
Yeah.
great. That'd be wonderful. I just wanted to drop a point, so I appreciate that, David. Huh? I heard rumor of that a while back, so I'm glad that's finally coming to fruition.
Yeah, the contractor already got approved. We're waiting for them to get their bonding. As soon as they get the bonding, we'll have a construction meeting. I'm hoping within this month we should be done.
Okay.
Start at least.
All right. Well, thank you very much, David.
Of course.
Issue taken care of. Issue taken care of.
Problem solved.
Problem solved.
Anybody else?
Mary Gunn here in Aransas Pass. I know that it's been brought up to council several times. I don't know where it stands, but our Little League building, if we can keep it on the forefront and not forget about those kids. Obviously, my kids are too big to play for Little League anymore, but that's our future. Our kids are slowly starting to go to towns outside of Aransas Pass, whether it be for our youth football, our youth basketball, and our Little League. Since we started with my kids, our Little League has shrank. We used to be 2 or 3 layers of kids around those bases, and now you're lucky to fill it with one solid line of kids. And I hate to see that die away because my boys have loved it growing up, and I've loved going down and watching the kids play. And if we can't do something for our kids, then where's our future going to be? So if we can keep those little ones to our forefront, I think that's our best thing to let our kids know that we care about them. That's it.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hi guys, Elise Chacon, Aransas Pass. Just want to remind y'all it is now 558 days that the city is in NFIP violation and nothing has been done. It has also been 35 days that my attorney has sent y'all everything y'all requested when y'all tabled me being on the agenda, and we have submitted everything that there is to submit and have not heard back from anyone. And would like to. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Well, then I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, I'll give you a heads up.
I'm so excited.
Mike said, let's get there a little bit early and get settled in. We'll take Vicky to a birthday dinner. I would assume that they're going to have a couple buses taking people over. Because how would everybody else just start driving over there? Hello, Mr. Ricky. How are you, darling? Good. So I think you're in charge of the meeting tomorrow night, you or Myron, because Mike isn't going to be here. So.